Kia ora. My name is Anthony Blom. I am Buller District Council's Group Manager for Infrastructure Services. Today I will outline what local water done well is and what the options to manage our drinking, waste and stormwater are in the future. Local water done well is the government's approach to reforming the way our water services are delivered in the future across New Zealand. It aims to address New Zealand's long-standing water quality and infrastructure challenges and ensure water services are offered in a financially sustainable way. A key new law is the Local Government Water Services Preliminary Arrangements Act, which was enacted in September 2024. This Act has guided our action so far and sets out the way forward. The aim of local water done well is to deliver water services to an acceptable quality, ensure the financial sustainability of water services, make sure water providers are investing sufficiently in water infrastructure, and provide councils with the flexibility to determine the most suitable structure and delivery method for their communities. This last point is the key reason why we are here today, since we have to decide what is the best way forward for Buller. The new Act requires Council to draft a water services delivery plan. This 30-year plan will set out how our waters will be delivered in a sustainable way to meet future health, economic and environmental regulations. It has to outline the current state of our water assets and services, how water services will be delivered in the future, and an implementation plan. We must ask the community what delivery option they prefer and submit this plan to government by 3rd September 2025. The new Act gave us 5 options to choose from. We assessed these through staff, technical experts and elected members. Options provided for stormwater to be included in the new entity or not. Through the assessment process we discounted keeping the status quo, creating a single council controlled organisation, CCO, establishing a non-asset owning CCO, and setting up a consumer trust. As these options were not financially sustainable, able to improve the current situation in terms of water services delivery, or meet the requirements of local water done well legislation, they were discounted. 2 feasible options emerged. Option 1, creating a multi-council controlled water organisation, and option 2, setting up a standalone business unit within the Buller District Council. Council's preferred option is to establish a multi-council controlled water organisation with Grey and Westland District Councils. We have also concluded that delivering safe drinking water, disposing of wastewater and managing stormwater will be more expensive in the future, no matter what option is chosen. Therefore, this consultation is about choosing the least expensive option that still delivers the water quality improvements required by the new Act. If option 1 is chosen, the 3 councils would negotiate a shared set of operating principles to guide establishment of the new entity. This new entity would deliver water services to the entire West Coast region. It would be jointly owned by the Buller District Council, Westland District Council and Grey District Council. The new water entity would prepare a 10-year water services strategy with council input. The new entity would set water charges with the Commerce Commission acting as a regulator. The new entity would deliver daily operations of drinking, waste and stormwater, oversee the network of assets, and deliver infrastructure upgrades through a regional capital works program. The entity would own all water assets, pipes, treatment plants, etc. It would have its own communication and relationships with its customers. Within 10 years, we estimate the average cost for residential ratepayers would be around $3,600 per year for water services under this option 1. I note the average water cost in Westport currently is around $2,800 per year. As the entity would be responsible for water services and their funding, and it will maintain the water services assets, therefore, councils would transfer all water debt from their books to the new entity. So why is this council's preferred option? This is the most affordable option for our community, meaning the less expensive option out of the two. Together, three councils serve around 33,000 people across the West Coast. Our communities have strong connections, and working together will help reduce costs over time. A joint water organisation would save money by procuring shared contracts, operational supplies, sharing software and vehicles, and streamlining decision making. There will be economies of scale. The initial investment requirements are significant, but this decision provides for long-term benefit. The impact on rates remains somewhat unclear. Current fixed and variable water charges would be set and collected by the new entity, not council. These would be a charge, not a rate. Rates would reduce, but water charges will increase. For stormwater, the cost is spread across all properties in Bulla via a general rate. Everyone pays. Prices would be different between the different council areas. For example, Bulla would not subsidise Grey or Westland. Under any option, this principle would remain, and people with their own water supply and septic systems would not be billed the new water charge. However, stormwater costs will apply. Under option 2, council would continue to directly manage and deliver Bulla's water services in-house, but in a different way than it does currently. An in-house business unit would be created, as legally key planning documents, finances and reporting for water services must be kept separate from other council functions. Council will still be responsible for daily operations, long-term strategic planning and managing and developing water services infrastructure whilst meeting the new regulatory requirements and remain accountable to the community. Under option 2, governance decisions will be made by the Mayor and councillors. Council also has the option to introduce a committee with external appointees. Council would set the prices, however these would be charged through water service charges, not rates. The charges would depend on the requirements of the legislation. The internal business unit would make day-to-day decisions and report to the council through an internal reporting process. Water assets would be 100% owned by council. Communication would continue to be carried out through council's internal communication and engagement team. Within 10 years, residential ratepayers could pay around $4,600 annually for water services under option 2. Note, option 1 predicts $3,600 per annum charges, and the current Westport cost is around $2,800 per year. As the water assets will remain with council, therefore council would be responsible for their funding. It would also need to maintain the water assets. If option 2 is chosen, the debt connected to the water assets would remain on council's books. Under this option, property owners would pay higher charges than under option 1. Both options come with advantages and disadvantages, and we encourage you to read our consultation document for a comprehensive list of these. This consultation is a key part of a longer journey that eventually will culminate in a different way how water is delivered to the Bulla community. We invite you to indicate your preferred option by Friday 13th of June 2025. If you want to speak in support of your submission, there will be an opportunity during the hearings in late June. Council will discuss the submissions in early July and endorse one option in mid-July. With this key decision made, we can finalise the water service delivery plan in August and have it submitted to the Department of Internal Affairs in September. The water services delivery plan will then be reviewed and has to be approved by both the Department of Internal Affairs and the Commerce Commission. Implementation would then take place in 2026 to 2027, and we expect that any new way of delivering water would be fully operational in the 2027-28 financial year. We encourage you to have your say between now and the 13th of June. Please tell Council what option you think is best to manage Buller's drinking, storm and wastewater in the future to keep the taps running, the gutters working and the toilets flushing.